Mabuhay, Kamustika, welcome. How are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I want to talk about Facebook in today's video. Facebook, a foreigner and Filipino's friend or foe. Gets the tongue and the lips working trying to say that. It has been said that the Philippines is the Facebook capital of the world, and this may be the most popular way to communicate with each other, although there is Skype, there is Viber, and others, probably new ones coming along all the time. But from what I gather, Facebook is used the most. Your Filipina will very possibly be someone who uses Facebook and uses it a lot. I just want you to brace for this possibility, because at the start you may be annoyed or offended by this. I can't really recall any other cultural, if you call it that, issue that has been even close to becoming a problem for us. But at one point, it seemed like she was on Facebook a lot, and yeah, there was a time that kind of got under my skin, but I'll try to explain why. You just have to be understanding about that. Facebook can actually be your friend or it can be your foe. It depends on whether or not if you can embrace it or not. You could ask your wife, for example, what she's looking at on Facebook, kind of become engaged with her. Not to give her the impression that you don't trust what she's looking at on social media, but just say, hey, what are you looking at? That sounds good, or that looks good, or that's interesting, or what's going on in the Philippines there? I can see the Philippines in the background. It's possible if you try to limit her use on Facebook that she might end up in spite, just using it even more, and you don't want that to happen. And managing the Facebook of your wife will help you get off to a good start. Early on, we shared an account, and her use on it comes and goes. I have a Facebook account she made for me, but I really don't use it. And she uses it frequently, sometimes infrequently, some others, but I've learned that if I need to get her attention, I just say, hon, can I talk to you? Are you listening? Can I have your attention? We see a lot of funny videos that she's watched on there that always make me laugh. We followed the Philippine election. What was that? 2 or 3 years ago on Facebook. When Duterte got elected. She's, she likes to look at recipes, household videos, singing videos, where I get to see her favorite singers, which is great because the Filipina singers are fantastic. She even showed me one of a guy that was singing, and he kind of made a name for himself just because of his ability to sing. He kind of got discovered on Facebook. So those type of videos are fun for us to watch together. So I understand she's so far from home and friends, and she made such a sacrifice to be with me. I would do the same thing, and we're thinking about possibly retiring in the Philippines. It would be about 8.5 years or so. Excuse me. I had this cough for a year, and it just doesn't appear to be anything I can do about it, or the doctors. So anyway, if we were to move right away to the Philippines, you better believe it, I'd be finding some of my favorite internet sites to keep up with sports and whatever back here in the country. Just because I leave the country doesn't mean all of those contacts, through social media or the internet are going to just disappear. It takes some time to settle into a new country, and for her to use Facebook to communicate with people is just simply a natural go-to thing to help her acclimate, especially early on. Now I think she just does it because she's comfortable. Before, she was probably doing it because she was uncomfortable and wanted to become more comfortable with being in her new surroundings. It's just part of a very long-distance relationship like one in the Philippines. I remind myself of the value she brings into my life, so I'm okay with her spending, a few hours, wherever it happens to be, at one time on Facebook. So we can always keep up with her family and what's going on in the Philippines. So it's a good thing for me too, especially when we're building a house out there that we could live in when we retired. And I've got a video on that called Our Gift to Our Filipino Family. We can get updates, pictures on Facebook from that, so that's fun. If your Filipina is younger or older, I don't think it'll make any difference. I think Facebook will still be something that's very important to her. You want a lot of focus from your wife, of course, but try to take a long-range view, because social media use like Facebook is simply a big part of her culture, and it's big here in America as well. If you are a middle-aged man or above, Facebook might not be something that really matters to you. But with your Filipina, she's grown up with it. The other day, my wife was curled up in bed under the comforter and said, "I love doing this." And she was referring to relaxing and looking at Facebook on her phone. She was in a room with 72 degrees instead of the heat and humidity of the Philippines, and was basking in her social media experience. If she enjoys that, then I don't want to deprive her of that or to be critical of that. Just expect Facebook to be important to your love beyond the sea.